Hi everybody, Jillian here for Illustrated Faith's Print and Pray Shop with a brand new Bible journaling process video for you. Today I'm going to be using a few different sets from the Print and Pray Shop, including the Teach Me set from Brave Little Taylor, Bible Bookworm from Elaine Davis, as well as the Bible Bookworm patterned paper set. I've got the Autumn Word Fetty here, and it just occurred to me that I may want to use those tile outfits that Elaine did also. So I'm in 2 Corinthians here, chapter 2, verses 14 and 15. I'm really excited to share with you guys what I have today, so I'm going to go ahead and put you on fast forward and get started. So the first thing that I like to do after I kind of have an idea of what sets I want to use is go ahead and isolate the pieces, just do like a rough cut to isolate them, and then I'll go in and fussy cut them and get them down on the page here. So I like to stick to about 3 colors on a page so that it doesn't look crazy, but you'll see in a few minutes that I'm totally going to deviate from that philosophy and put all the colors on the page, because the sets this month were just so beautiful as always, and I love all of the colors that were chosen on the mood board. I love these horn-rimmed glasses. I actually am on my 2nd pair myself, and so I knew those had to go in my Bible. I loved the speech bubble that said Words to Remember from Taylor's set, and then I liked those little flower circle things as just kind of just a fun element to add. I knew I wanted to add a piece of the patterned paper here. I love seeing how Elaine and Shauna and Jill from the Facebook group incorporate patterned paper into their Bible journaling entries, and I thought it would be fun to do something similar. So I'm actually going to create like a little tip-in almost, and it has really no significant purpose, it's just decorative, but I loved the pattern paper so much that I wanted to be sure to include it in today's process video. So I'm using my Fiskars paper trimmer here just to trim the excess off, and you saw me tear it. I just kind of wanted to practice and see what that effect would look like if I had a sheet torn in my Bible, and so I'm going to go ahead and commit to that, and I'm just tearing it diagonally down the paper so that it's not a solid sheet. I love that rough look that the edge has. So I'm going to pull out some washi tape, and that's how I'm going to adhere it into the binding of the Bible here. I'm actually going to use a washi tape that was included in an older Illustrated Faith devotional kit. It's no longer available, but the orangish yellow color just really went well with the colors in the digital sets this month. So what I do is I let half of the washi tape hang off of the edge of the paper, and then I fold it back with my fingers and get the paper as close to the binding as I can get it, and then I'll go ahead and release that extra, the other half of the washi tape, and adhere that to the adjacent page. I hope that makes sense to you. I think it's a little easier to watch me do it. So now that that's in, I'm going to put my scissors on there to kind of weigh it down a little bit. It did want to flap up, and it's just something that's going to have to flatten out as my Bible is closed. Then I'm going to go ahead and get the Print and Pray pieces adhered down. You saw me kind of like stage them on my page where I wanted to have them, and they're pretty much just going to end up in the exact same spot. I like to do that as a way to kind of plan my page, but if you're one that likes to journal by the seat of her pants, then by all means do that. I like to have things kind of hang over the edge, so I'm just going to trim off the excess. I find that it frames the page nicely when you do that, instead of trying to cram a bunch of things into the margin. So the verses that I'm journaling here are in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 14 and 15, and it says, "But thanks be to God who always leads us as captives in Christ's triumphal procession and uses us to spread the aroma of the knowledge of Him everywhere. For we are to God the pleasing aroma of Christ among those who are being saved and those who are perishing." And I'm looking through the tile alphas here. You can see I have them printed in several different orientations. I like to print them 2 to a page or 4 to a page. You could certainly print them as is, and they're just going to be really large for you. I personally like to have them a little smaller so I can fit more on the page and keep them in the margin as much as possible. It's really simple to do. When you are ready to print, you go into your print settings and just select the option to print 2 to a page, 4 to a page, and you'll be able to see, like in your print preview window, how that's going to look when it's printed out. So because I have that piece of patterned paper on the right, that just threw my color philosophy out the window, so I want to include all the colors in this entry. And I've got a lot of blues and greens on the left already, and so I'm thinking maybe I should bring in some yellows and some oranges or reds, that poppy color, to kind of balance it out. Then I went back to Taylor's set and I found this piece that she had written that says, "Your word is a light to my path." And it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with this verse, but I think that's true in general. And I wanted to put that on the pattern paper side. It was getting a little bit lost over there on the right, so I decided to mat it using one of the Tile Alpha pieces from Elaine's set, and I liked the blue because it was pretty high contrast, so that's definitely going to pop off of the pattern paper over there on the right. I'm just figuring out the placement here where it's going to look best, and that's it. So I'm not going to make you watch me cut out all the Tile Alphas. In fact, the camera thought it would be best to omit this part, and it actually turned off while I was recording this part of the process video. So I thought that was kind of funny. But I'm going to use the smaller poppy alphas for the word pleasing, and then I'm going to use the larger golden ones to spell out the word aroma. That's my title. That's really what I wanted to pull out of this verse and highlight or really focus on in the margin here. So I have this amazing opportunity to watch one of my girlfriends being wooed by God, and I'm so blessed to get to watch it. I've worked with her for several years, and she saw me make this transformation when I came back to Christ, and she had questions sometimes. I answered them, and that was that. But now she's coming to Our Lady's Bible study, and I'm seeing this process, for lack of a better word, and it's just so wonderful, beautiful, all the best words. So I came across this verse in my quiet time journal, and my heart swelled as I read it. He uses us to spread the aroma of the knowledge of Him everywhere. We are the aroma that brings life. And I thought this words to remember speech bubble was appropriate for this verse in Colossians that I wanted to reference here too. And so I'm just journaling, I'm writing in the little speech bubble Colossians 3 verse 12, which says, "Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience." I feel like that just tied in with the verse really well, as those are practical ways to be a pleasing aroma. And Taylor's set Teach Me that I'm using today is just so versatile, and it's so useful that you could use it on so many entries. And you guys, I wouldn't be mad at all if she re-released this over and over again in just different colors. So while my camera was not recording, I decided to bring a little more pink over to the left side of the entry, and I really wanted to use this pencil. So I've got that cut out at the top, waiting in the wings, and then I decided to go ahead and use a Bible tab too. So again, I wanted to try and figure out a way to bring in either more pink or more red to the entry up towards the top, where it's really just blues and greens in that little like manila or yellow color. So you can see here I'm kind of auditioning tabs to use. And I end up going with the royal blue one, and then realized, oh, it would be really cool to layer that pencil up at the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and get some roller adhesive on that, and then just keep layering pieces. I thought it would be nice to bring this orange yellow washi tape over to the left side of the page, since I used it in the margin towards the right, and then I'm just going to layer the pencil printable on top of that. And what's a tab without some wordfetti? I decided to go through Elaine's autumn wordfetti here, and I edited this way out, you guys. This was a good 60 seconds of me looking through that wordfetti for the perfect phrase. And so I just used the phrase infinite goodness, chopped it up a little bit, cut it in half to make it fit on the margin and the pencil. I added a date stamp there at the bottom, and that's it. You'll also see that I added some little crosses in there with my pen just to fill in some blank spaces there. Here's a finished look at my entry along with a couple of close-ups. Thank you so much for watching. All of the products that I use are linked in the video description below. Be sure to check out these beautiful pieces in the Print and Pray shop at illustratedfaith.com/shop. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and have the opportunity today to spend some time in His Word.